Hi, Dustin over here with Stinger Attachments. Today I'm going to go over a Material Bucket Series 1. This is going to be the smallest material bucket that we make. This bucket's going to be about 20 inches tall and 30 inches deep. We have it in 5 different sizes, 60 inch all the way up to 84 inch. So you can pretty much pick the size that's going to fit your needs. Now a lot of people when shopping around, they want to find something close to the width of their machine. And that's going to allow you when you're doing back dragging to cover your tracks. One thing to keep in mind is if you get too wide on a smaller machine, when you get in tight areas it may be a little bit tough to maneuver the bucket. But starting out with the material of the bucket, we bend all of our shells in-house, and what we use is a 3/16 shell grade 50 material. We bend it twice in the back. We come up to a 68-degree bend. Now, when shopping around, make sure you do a little research on what people are going to offer that make these things for the back angle. We found that 68 degrees is kind of a sweet spot for most all newer machines, compact tractors, and some of the older machines. Now, what I mean by that is when you're actually scooping up material and you roll back with the machine, you don't want this bucket to not have any rollback to where you cannot hold material in the bucket. But also on the other hand, when you tip, you want it to tip enough that you can successfully dump your material, but not too far that you're coming back towards the cab. So like I say, we've found that 68 degrees works really well. So starting on the top of the bucket here, you're going to notice that we have a piece that we bend and it's angled up on top. Now the reason we do that is we try the hardest we can to make sure when you're in the cab that you have a view of the cutting edge. And by making this piece up here angled and separate from the original shell of the bucket, you're going to gain as much visibility as you possibly can. Now we do have a Series 2 bucket, and in another video I'll explain the differences, but the main difference on that bucket is we add depth for greater visibility. Now getting to the bottom of the bucket, you're going to notice that we actually add, it may be hard to see in the video, but you can look at some of the pictures, we add a rolled insert into the bucket. Now this is added material side of the original shell that we bent. The reason we do that is, for one, is it adds a lot of strength to the bucket itself. And number two, it actually helps clean the bucket out a little bit better when you get into ice and maybe things like manure on the farm and just kind of clay material. We found that by having that rolled insert in the back, it's really going to add superior clean out to the bucket. Now all of our buckets are going to come standard with a 1/2x6 cutting edge. All of them are going to come standard with holes as well. Now we use an 8-inch on center bolt spacing, and you can also buy from us a 3/4x6-inch cutting edge. We bolt it right on at the shop and send it out with the bucket. Now most people choose that option, but the reason we don't sell it with is if you're going to be doing a little work around your yard once in a while here and there, kind of like a weekend warrior, you may not want to have that extra expense on the bucket, where that 1/2x6 will last you a long time. Now, one other thing too I want to point out is we actually use on the side, the way we build our buckets, we use 1/4-inch side plates. On top, we use a 1/2-inch bar in case you're scraping along a building or something like that. It's going to add protection to the side. We also use what we call a curb stop. This is welded on as well. That's going to help wear, again, the side of the building. Now one thing that we do on our sides is we fully weld them on the inside and the outside. One thing that I like about our attachment is we bring the 1/2-inch wear bar on the bottom all the way out to the end. We don't put them in, 2-3 inches, we bring them all the way out. Now we feel that adds superior strength to the bucket because when you tie everything in with a 1/2-inch chunk of steel on the outside, it's a lot better than welding 2 lighter pieces of material together. We feel that you may see failing from the sides cracking and wearing and stuff like that. So that's one thing that we do that we really like. One other thing that you're going to see that we have is a step right here. We serrate the top, that way you can actually get in the skid steer safely in and out. Now, as far as the attachment goes, or the hookup goes on this bucket, it's gonna come standard with the skid steer mount plate, but be sure to always check out our website on what we have to offer. We offer many other styles, and we can, if we can't make them, we can get them. So if you don't have a universal skid steer mount plate, like I say, the best thing to do is just give us a call and see what we can do for you. Now, I think that pretty much covers, but be sure to check out all the specs and a little more detailed information on our website, StingerAttachments.com. I think that wraps it up for today, and we'll talk to you next time.